The mission kicks off with Gaz stating that our chopper is about half an hour away from picking us up. Price is like, because he is aware that the entire team is going to be dead as fuck within 10 minutes, as we are about to get gangbanged by every single Ultranationalist. Anyway, Price tells us that we need to set up chargers alongside phase line Alpha on the southern hill and more online Bravo. These bombs are going to be used to delay the enemy forces so that we can retreat all the way back up to the hill and hold our ground at the extraction point. It has been 8 hours since Al-Asad has had his shit blown up and blast Al-Asad right in the... Price gives someone the order to do it, and one of our guys sets off the charges that blows up the first wave of enemies. We then fully engage in a firefight and stop anyone who attempts to make it up the hill. Even with the 100 dudes rushing up the hill, we still have to stand our ground as we are going to be seen as a larger force when in reality we're like 5 guys. After some time and elite sniping, they pop smoke to camouflage their push towards us. One of our guys named Mac says that there isn't any movement on the road, so they must be making an advance from our west. They begin to fire mortars on our position, and now we have to fall back. Price tells me that I need to get to the minigun and cover the western flank and fuck up anyone's day who is trying to make a move from that angle. After this long ass jog, I get into control of the minigun and I start lighting everybody up like I'm the Terminator in Terminator 2. Then 3 choppers enter the area, but get insta-flugged by the minigun. Price tells everyone that now we need to fall back into the tavern, and that I need to go and retrieve the 4 detonators to set off the mines. Now Price old ass starts yelling at me and telling me that I need to hurry up and get off the minigun. And now I gotta haul ass to the tavern so that I can blow up the enemies that are literally about to grip our shit. The first detonator I pick up is used to blow up the mines that are positioned by the down chopper. Shit is bad, and it is getting worse because now Max says that we have enemy tanks moving in on our position from the north. In the process, he is hit and he is dead as fuck. RP Matt. Anyway, now I have to get to the barn at the northern end of the village to grab the javelin so that we can destroy the tanks. So now, the entire rest of the team has to fall back to the barn and prepare to make their last stand while we wait for the chopper to arrive to save our ass. Price continues to yell at me, talking about how I need to get to the barn faster, but last time I checked, I have to literally run like a quarter fucking mile just to get there. On the way over there, I decided to turn around and I see 3 choppers in the area.
This is fucking bullshit.
Upon entering the barn, I see the javelin and it is on a crate. I grab it and now I have to destroy 4 tanks that are making their way towards us. Exiting the barn, Tank number 1 enters my sight. I aim, I fire, and I nuke his shit. Now sadly, you guys aren't going to be able to see the explosion because I'm currently getting shot at by like at least 50 guys. Moving on to tank number 2, I'm able to spot it southwest of my position, and before I can fire, Price's dumbass almost gets in the fucking way.
Bro, come on now, dog.
And almost kills both of us. Anyway, I hold back on the fire and wait for him to get out of the way before I shoot at the tank, thus destroying it. Now, I decide to fall back because there are at least, again, like 50 guys that are aiming at me. So I decide to move over to this shit shack where I'm able to notice tank number 3 that is also northwest of my position. I fire and destroy the tank, and you guys are actually able to see this explosion. While hurt, I realize that my LMG isn't actually the most useful weapon I have at this point in time, so I decide to risk it all by running back into the barn so that I can grab my sniper. While trying to do that, I get hurt and I somehow am able to miss the stairs because of the body flinching. I make the attempt to hide in the bushes where I inevitably get shot at and killed.
Son of a bitch! Damn it!
Attempt number 2. I run and take no damage to my physical body, so that way I am able to with ease grab my sniper, and now I become useful in taking out the enemy forces that are making their push. After a long ass time of fighting, the last tank finally appears from the south. I aim my javelin, I fire, and we blow up the final tank. Now that all the tanks are destroyed, I decide to run back into the barn to grab my LMG because the javelin will no longer have any use to me. Upon exiting the barn, we get the word from a Harrier pilot that Falcon 1 that is standing by and waiting to provide close air support. I call in air support on the enemies forward of my position, and at the same time, another pilot, call sign Griffin 27, has crossed into Azerbaijan airspace, and they will be here within 4 minutes. Right after that, before almost dying, they say the LZ is too hot and they are unable to land at the farm because they are picking up SAM turret sites all over the mountain. Gaz is now mad as fuck, and the pilot says that they will have to land closer to the bottom of the hill to avoid being locked onto. Gaz, being mad as fuck, states that we just spent all of this time fighting to get our asses back up to the top of the hill, where now we're going to have to rush all the way back down to make it to the extraction point. Fuck everything. Price orders me to take point so that we can make a push and fire our way through the waves of enemies that are between the extraction point. I decide that because there are too many hostiles positioned in the forward area, I'm going to try the right side flank as it might be safer. Long story short, it wasn't.
Oh no, they were ready for that.
Attempt number 2. After taking some sniper shots at the forward enemies, I call in air support on the right side of the fence to block off any enemies advancing from that direction. A small team pushes from the shack, and I am able to clear them out. Making an attempt to clear the forward area, more enemies just seem to continuously come out. So I decide to throw down smoke grenades and attempt to make a push forward through the enemy gunfire. While in the smoke, I drop my sniper and I grab a G36C while running from a grenade. I make it to the whack-ass fence, barely surviving from hostile fire and grenades, when the pilot says that they are low on fuel, and now that we have exactly 3 minutes to get to the bottom of the hill for evac, or now we are going to get left behind. Now panicking, I throw down another smoke grenade and I jump over the fence, and while running and gunning, I'm able to take out a couple of guys that are in cover inside the field. Now nearly dead inside my smoke, I get shot in the back and I pass away. Attempt number 3, I decide to try the right side flank again. I take out the small team by spraying them through the window. I peek out the door and I see enemy forces pushing up, so I take them out with amazing accuracy. After clearing them out, I call in air support to clear out any hostiles that might be waiting for me upon exiting. When the bombing run begins, I rush out and I drop into the tiny ass creek. I take down this enemy RPG. I throw a smoke grenade, run through it, and then I make it to this little pipe where I go down prone and I crawl through it. Before exiting, I throw another smoke bomb to disguise my exit, and then I begin to crawl. Bullets start flying towards me, so I proceed to shoot into the smoke, and I'm actually able to take out 2 enemies that were trying to kill me. Now, I'm running out of time, so I decide to full sprint towards the house while getting shot, and I barely escape with a sliver of HP. Now it is time to simply haul ass down the hill while avoiding enemy fire all at the same time. Shouldn't be too difficult. Exiting the house, I run down towards the water tower and I take cover. However, I stupidly decide to peek and I almost paid the price. Now, jumping over the concrete wall, falling down, I shoot this guy behind the car, and then I notice that the car is on fire. So to avoid getting blown up, I blow up the car myself. We now only have 2 minutes to get to the chopper. I push down the hill from the left side while almost getting killed like 3 different times. Running down the hill, I actually almost kill Sergeant Arm because I am terrified of my surroundings. Anyway, I make it to the house, but not before almost dying again. Now with only 90 seconds on the timer, I decide to push myself to the finish line, and I just run and never look back. Now at the gas station, right next to the LZ, I'm able to see the chopper. However, there is a small group of hostiles firing at me. So in an attempt to return fire, I actually almost die. So to prevent the mission from failing, I decide to let them live and simply just run into the chopper, where we are able to make our escape, except for Matt, because now he is dead as fuck, just like Sergeant Paul Jackson.
Let's go, let's go! All right, we're all aboard! Go, go!
Okay, we're out of here. Faceplate, this is Griffin 2-7. We got him and we're coming home. Out.
Now you got me fucked up, okay, ayy. Time to walk away. I've been chillin' as a late.